Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into some genuinely unsettling cases, real head scratchers, the kind that stick with you. We've pulled these from various sources, mainly a rundown of several creepy, unsolved mysteries, and one really, really strange secret phenomenon.
And our goal here isn't just to retell the stories. We want to dig in, pull out the key facts, see what fits, what doesn't, and maybe understand why these things are so baffling, why they still, haunt us a bit. What's fascinating is trying to piece it all together.
Okay, let's start with something pretty disturbing. We're talking about 16 portraits, faces of real women. What makes them so chilling is who drew them. Samuel Little, a serial killer. He's confirmed to have killed 36 people, serving life for that. But he actually claimed it was more like 93 victims. If that's true, he's one of the most prolific killers ever. He drew these from memory in prison. These are faces possibly captured in their last moments. The FBI, they actually released these images. It was a long shot, really, hoping someone might recognize them.
Desperate measure, yeah.
And it partly worked. 3 of the 16 have been linked to remains found by police, which is something. But that still leaves 13 women, nameless, unknown. And here's the truly heartbreaking part. According to the source material, apparently none of their families or friends have come looking for them. Even Little, the killer, he doesn't remember their names, just their faces before he ended their lives.
Just vanished.
Yeah. The idea that everything about them could just be forgotten instantly. It's such a profound anonymity.
It really is. That combination of loss and anonymity is incredibly stark. Looking at those drawings, it's almost like looking at the idea of a person, a painted ghost.
A painted ghost. Wow.
And this raises a really important question, I think. How do we, as a society, remember people, or I guess, how do we forget them? Especially victims like these whose identities are just erased.
That's heavy. It makes you think about our responsibility, doesn't it? Beyond just catching the bad guy.
Exactly, to not let them just disappear from memory.
Well, the FBI's unit, VICAP, they're still working on it, still asking for information to identify these women. Samuel Little, he's still in prison in California, not getting out. Okay, let's move to another case. A disappearance. Really eerie. Kelly Berg Dove. This was back in June '82. Harrisonburg, Virginia. Kelly was 20, a young mom, wife, daughter, working the graveyard shift at the Imperial gas station. Apparently, she had actually traded shifts with her sister that night, just a small decision.
But one with terrible consequences.
Yeah, so things seem okay earlier in the evening. Her mom called around 11 p.m., checked in, everything was fine. But then in the early hours, it all happened incredibly fast. 2:27 a.m., Kelly calls the police, says a customer is harassing her, describes him as improperly dressed. Bit vague, unfortunately.
Vague, yeah.
2 minutes later, 2:39 a.m., she calls again. Now the man's outside making obscene remarks. She specifically asks for an officer. Then 2:31 a.m., third call, pleading now, send somebody. The man's still there, lurking, in a silver or gray car.
Just 4 minutes between the first call and the last plea. Intense.
And the police. They finally arrive at 2:33 a.m., just 2 minutes after that last call. But they were too late. Kelly was gone.
Gone.
Vanished. No sign of a struggle. Nothing taken. Her purse, a magazine she was reading, still sitting right there on the counter.
Just gone.
Yeah.
And this is where the investigation really faltered, unfortunately.
How so?
Well, the initial police work, it seems they did a really poor job securing the scene. Reports say they didn't dust for fingerprints, didn't properly search for evidence, and incredibly, the store wasn't even closed off. People were still coming in.
Seriously. While it was an active crime scene.
Apparently so. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it shows how crucial those first steps are. Mistakes then can basically doom an investigation from the start.
Wow, that's incredibly frustrating to hear. No wonder there are so many questions. People have theories, of course. Harrisonburg is right on I-81.
Ah, right. Known trafficking route.
Exactly. It's seen as a sort of rural alternative to I-95, which is more heavily watched. So some think this could have been, a crime of opportunity. Someone saw her alone, vulnerable.
Plausible, sadly.
Her family has since had her declared legally dead. But the case, still cold, unsolved. We don't know what happened, where she is. And because of those early issues...
The police really messed up on this one, it sounds like.
Yeah. Her abductor likely got away with it. And we'll probably never know for sure. Okay, next up. The vanishing of Lenny Derrickson. A bit different, this one. Lenny was 39, family man, Oklahoma. It's 1998. Saturday morning, he's having breakfast with his son, Jared. Then this white pickup truck pulls up. Unknown man gets out. Lenny goes outside to talk to him. Jared's watching from inside. Jared remembers the guy. About 40, tall, over 6 feet, white, full red beard, wearing a t-shirt that said, "No fear."
No fear.
Jared couldn't hear them, that it looked friendly. Lenny comes back in, tells Jared the guy wants to buy one of their stud horses. Says he advertised it in the paper. Lenny says he's going to show the guy the horse. It's on another property. Tells Jared, "Stay here, feed the cows. I'll be back this afternoon."
And he never came back.
Never came back. Reported missing the next day. Investigators start digging. Find an uncashed paycheck he left behind. But here's the twist.
Let me guess. The horse ad.
You got it. He never placed an ad in the paper. He lied to his son.
Okay, that's weird. Why lie about something like that?
Exactly. They checked the property where the horses were kept. No sign Lenny ever made it there that day. No signs of foul play, nothing.
So the lie is a huge red flag. But then, no evidence at the supposed meeting spot either. It leaves you with two main paths, right? Either this mystery stranger was involved somehow.
Or Lenny just ran off, planned it.
Right. But his family, they're adamant. They say no way, he wouldn't abandon them. Especially Jared, they were apparently extremely close.
That's what they insist.
So what's fascinating here is that conflict, the lie about the ad, which points one way, versus the strong family bond, which points another. It's a real puzzle.
It is. And there's a counterpoint to the family's certainty. Lenny was apparently having money troubles back then.
Financial pressure. That does open the door to the possibility he chose to disappear. Start over.
Maybe. And then there are the sightings. Or potential sightings. The morning he vanished, a waitress at a local coffee shop saw Lenny talking to some unknown guy. Said Lenny was just listening mostly, drinking coffee. Police couldn't track down that other man.
Another unknown man.
Then 6 months later, Amarillo, Texas. A bar. An anonymous caller phones the police, says Lenny Derrickson is here with me. Police rush over. But by the time they get there, both Lenny, if it was him, and the caller are gone.
Gone again. Anonymous caller too. That's slippery.
So many questions. Did he run away? Was he living some kind of double life? Did he get mixed up with criminals to clear debts?
Or maybe trying to protect his family somehow by disappearing.
Or did something more sinister happen to him? We just don't know. Maddeningly unknown. All right, now for something really out there, an ongoing situation in Toronto, Canada. For the last 6 years, there's been a man in a maximum security prison there. And nobody has a clue who he actually is.
6 years, unidentified, in max security. How does that even happen?
Well, back in 2013, he committed fraud, like serious fraud, over $400,000 worth. When they arrested him, he gave the name Herman Emmanuel Van Coma, claimed he was French.
Okay.
Police check with France, no record of him, his passport, a fake. Then the Canadian authorities dig deeper. Turns out this guy popped up in 11 other countries before Canada, using different names each time, always hiding his real identity.
Wow, quite the globetrotter under the radar.
And ever since he's been locked up, anytime they ask him who he is, where he's from, he gets extremely aggressive.
Uncooperative.
Shuts down completely.
So he's determined to stay anonymous.
Yeah.
But the legal side, and this is where it gets weird, right?
Exactly. Here's the catch. Without knowing who he is or where he's really from, Canadian law says they can't legally deport him.
So he's just stuck. Yeah. In limbo. In a maximum security prison indefinitely.
Pretty much, which, raises that massive question.
What could possibly be so bad that spending potentially the rest of your life in prison is the better option? What is he hiding from?
Right. Theories are all over the place. Maybe he's from a country where deportation means serious danger for him, though Canada generally wouldn't send someone back to an unsafe place.
True. They have protocols for that.
Or maybe he's tied up in some, deep criminal underworld, and getting out means getting taken out by them.
Plausible, given the fraud and aliases.
But the most intriguing one, given all the fake passports, the global travel, the ability to stay silent for so long...
Don't tell me. Spies.
Some people speculate, espionage. Could he have been some kind of agent?
That sounds like a movie plot, but stranger things have happened, I guess.
Who knows? All we know is whatever or whoever is waiting for this guy on the outside.
Is scarier to him than life behind bars.
Chilling thought. Okay, let's shift back to a disappearance case, Caitlin Atkins. This was more recent, 2015. Caitlin was 19, visiting family in Caroline County, Virginia. Her sister just had a baby. She was supposed to fly back to Arizona on December 5th. Excited about it, apparently, going to start a cosmetology course. Flight was at 5:40 p.m. Her mom, Lisa, couldn't take her to the airport because of work. So Caitlin's stepfather, James, agreed to give her a ride. Lisa drops Caitlin off at James's house, says goodbye. Not knowing it's the last time, because Caitlin never got on that plane.
Never made it to the airport.
Nope. And like some other cases, what we have are these really disturbing text messages sent from her phone that day. Let's run through it. 9:20 a.m., Lisa drops Caitlin at James's. 11:56 a.m., Caitlin's fiance Amber, back in Arizona, gets 2 texts from Caitlin's phone. First, something came up, I'm not coming back today. I'll let you know when I get a new flight. Second one, right after. I won't be able to text for a bit.
Okay, alarm bells starting to ring there. Sudden change of plans, the can't text excuse. Amber must have been worried immediately.
She was. And it gets weirder.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how these little things, these odd messages, start painting a picture that something's really wrong, even before anyone knows the full story.
Totally. Then, 1:52 p.m., the stepfather, James, texts Lisa. Says he dropped Caitlin off, but not at the airport.
Where then?
At the Springfield Metro station. Claimed Caitlin wanted to take the Metro to Wagon Airport, maybe hit the mall first to kill time. Lisa thought that was odd. Caitlin didn't really know the Metro system.
That feels off. Bit convoluted.
Then, just minutes later, 2 p.m., Lisa gets a text from Caitlin's phone. I'm at the airport, battery dying, so wouldn't be able to text for a bit.
Wait, so James says Metro, Caitlin's phone says airport.
Yeah.
And the battery dying thing again. Red flags everywhere now.
Big time. Later that evening, 7:15 p.m. This is almost 2 hours after her flight should have left They Win. Lisa gets 2 more texts from Caitlin's phone. I'm staying with a friend. I need some time alone. Lisa said she knew instantly something was seriously wrong. Why? Because Caitlin apparently never sent texts back to back like that. She'd always wait for a reply.
A small detail, but crucial. The kind of thing a mother notices.
Exactly. Lisa starts calling, texting frantically, call me, please call me, nothing. Phone eventually goes dead. Later that same day, a Facebook message goes from Caitlin's account to Amber, the fiance. It says, I can't come back, I cheated on you.
Whoa. Out of nowhere.
Completely out of character, apparently. Made no sense. She'd been excited to go back. Then the discovery. December 7th, Caitlin's suitcase. Found abandoned on the side of River Road near Fredericksburg.
How far is that from the metro station James mentioned?
About 44 miles. Looks like it was just tossed from a car. Inside, her wallet, debit cards, plane ticket, clothes neatly folded, only a few items missing.
Okay, that clinches it. Something terrible definitely happened. That's not someone who just needed space.
You'd think. Police checked CCTV everywhere. Metro, mall, airport. No sign of Caitlin, James, or his car anywhere. Also turns out James called in sick to work that day, the day Caitlin vanished.
That does look, and a little suspicious, as you said. But what did the investigators conclude?
This is where it gets complicated again. Despite all this, investigators officially ruled James out as a suspect. Said he wasn't involved.
Really? Even with the conflicting stories and the sick day, that creates a real disconnect, doesn't it? Between the official conclusion and, well, common sense suspicion.
It does, and it's a huge point of contention for Caitlin's family. But there's another twist. It came out later. Caitlin had messaged a friend just before she disappeared. She confided she'd seriously messed up the night before she was supposed to leave.
How so?
Went partying with a couple she knew, got drunk. Apparently, all 3 ended up sleeping together. Caitlin told her friend she felt awful, depressed about cheating on Amber.
Ah, okay, so that adds another layer.
Yeah, so the authorities have considered the theory that maybe Caitlin did disappear on her own because of this guilt. Ran away over it.
Over what seems like, objectively, maybe a trivial matter in the grand scheme of vanishing. That feels like a stretch to some, I bet.
Her family certainly thinks so. They find that explanation really hard to accept given everything else. They remain convinced foul play was involved, and they specifically point fingers at James, citing what they see as his lack of cooperation with the search efforts, the media, his absence from events for Caitlin.
So the family suspects him, but police cleared him. A tough situation.
Very tough. And with no new leads, the case is stalled. Unsolved. Just heartbreaking.
Right.
Okay, let's shift gears completely for the last one. Much lighter, but still baffling. Get ready for glitter.
Glitter, seriously.
Seriously. So about 6 months ago, the New York Times ran this article. Title was just, What is Glitter? Sounds dull, right? But the article itself sparked this whole internet mystery. The writer, Chris Maggio, visited Docx. They're like one of the 2 main glitter makers in the US. He's interviewing a spokesperson, asks a simple question. What's your biggest market? Who buys the most glitter? And the spokesperson's answer was, bizarre. She says, no, I absolutely know that I can tell you that.
Wait, double negative. She knows she can tell him, or she knows she can't.
Exactly. Confusing. He clarifies, but you know what it is. She goes, Oh, God, yes. And you'd never guess it. Let's just leave it at that.
Wow. Okay, instant mystery.
Right. He asks why the secrecy. She says, because they don't want anyone to know that it's glitter. He presses, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? She's like, no, not really. You'd be able to see something, but yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
He even asks if she'll tell him off the record. Flat refusal.
Okay, that is fascinating. For glitter, such intense secrecy around a seemingly trivial product. What could possibly require that level of discretion?
That's what the internet wants to know. People went wild theorizing. Who is buying all this secret glitter?
Okay, give me some theories. This sounds fun.
Oh, they're creative. Toothpaste for the little sparkles, maybe? Food processing? Currency, like in the bills?
Currency? Really?
Yeah. Funeral industry, maybe, for caskets or something, the military. Someone even suggested they mix it into beach sand to make beaches look prettier.
Beach sand?
Yeah.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
And probably terrible for the environment.
Probably. The list just goes on. And apparently the other big glitter company is even more secretive than GlitterX.
So no answers, just more secrecy.
Nope. It's just one of those fun little mysteries that, gets the gray matter working. Fun to speculate about. So that's quite a journey we've taken. From truly tragic, unsolved crimes, missing people, unidentified victims, all the way to the weirdly secret world of glitter.
Yeah, quite the range.
The thing linking them all, though, is those unanswered questions that humans need to know to understand, even when the answers aren't there. So what does this all mean for you listening?
Well, I think these kinds of deep dives into the unknown really remind us, don't they? That even now, with all our technology and information, some things just stay. Mysterious, unresolved. They make you think critically, maybe question your assumptions, consider all the angles, and it raises an important question about ourselves, really. How okay are we with not knowing, with ambiguity?
That's a great point. How comfortable are we with mystery? So think about it. Which of these cases or secrets really stuck with you? What are your theories? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you'll keep exploring, keep questioning. There are always more layers to uncover in the world around us, sometimes unsettling, sometimes just strange, but always interesting.